But do you want to talk for a second about the pipe bomb that everybody was in love with?
From WWE Smackdown, the end of the show was the segment that everyone was talking about.
And when I first got on Twitter the next morning or whatever, and wait till Cornette hears this, sees this, talks about this, or just everybody was the pipe bomb. He did a pipe bomb. And I thought, okay, I've got something to be, halfway look forward to about this show. And now that, that gives me a feeling of hope for the weekend, which were dashed on the rocks, all those hopes, when I saw the thing. And I couldn't. It was like watching a world-renowned opera singer singing the best aria of their life, standing in the middle of a fucking field of shit. And all I could think of, instead of listening to the music, was why are they standing there in that field full of shit? Cena's promo was incredible. And again, he had more life as a heel. And that's why I turned him babyface. He was more enjoyable. He didn't drone on too much, but he had great material. He did stuff for the inside fans. He had a great delivery. And after he'd had a match, even though he was sitting on the turnbuckles, the promo itself was incredible. But Brian, do you know why I hated it? How that was laid out, the visual. What the fuck were they thinking?
CM Punk laying there
Punk
the whole
laying
time?
there
Yeah.
for 10 minutes.
It was ridiculous.
The way that it was set up was that Punk ran out, boom, boom, boom. They have a fight. Cena ends up putting him through a table. And then he lays there while Cena gets the microphone, sits on the turnbuckles, and does that promo for 10 minutes. And the camera shot is Punk laying there, alternately grimacing to the left, then grimacing to the right, immobile in the table for 10 fucking minutes. And again, you not only could you not unsee it, you couldn't stop thinking about it, but they wouldn't stop showing it to you. And the thought that anybody would have is, my God, either if he can't get up, then somebody needs to call a goddamn ambulance, don't they? One way or another. If a guy's been thrown through a piece of furniture and he's laying there and he's not moving, somebody's got to check on him. You can't just talk for 10 minutes. And if he ain't up by then, here's another problem: the sins that have been committed against the business. People see children, child-sized adults, thrown through tables every week on every show and get up to win the fucking match. Here is one of the 5 biggest stars in the biggest wrestling promotion in the world. He goes through a table and he lays there for 10 minutes. And this is the guy that's challenging for the fucking title at the big show. I don't know whose stupid idea that was, or how they talked Punk into it. Of all, could they have put some propofol in his fucking water tank?
You don't think it was his idea?
I don't think so. What? I don't think so. I don't know what, but I don't know how that got past more than one person. Because all they had to do, he puts him through the table, boom. He's not getting up. Everybody runs to check on him. They carry him out. Cena gets the microphone. I've got something to say to him. Well, if I can't say it to him, I'll say it to him on tape, and he can watch it when he wakes up and do the same goddamn promo.
It created an interesting dynamic, almost like the person in a coma, like in the hospital room while people are having a conversation about them and they can't move. Punk's laying there, and it was so long that even if you thought like he may have been hurt, after a while you're like, he's just laying there. That's the only thought you can have. And Cena's doing the all-time promo against him.
Yes.
And he can't sell it. He can't move. He just can't speak.
He can't even shake his head like, oh, no, that's not true.
He just has to take it.
He just lay there. That's what it devalued their main event. It devalued one of their talents. It was a preposterous visual. and disappointing for, the fucking cataclysmic confrontation of Titans in the main event that it's supposed to be. And I don't know what ignorant head up his ass son of a bitch could have approved it unless was Cena supposed to talk for 45 seconds instead of 10 minutes? And maybe we could have another conversation.
No. It was the pipe bomb.
But the fact that it would think
the fact that it was what it was, there's no way you do that and it doesn't go a little while.
Said maybe that was the pipe bomb part. He was only supposed to say, "Hey, kiss my ass, see you Saturday," and boom, and gone. But he did 10 minutes and he had to lay there.
Yeah, it'd be funny if Punk didn't know he was going to do that. And Punk's laying there and he just starts doing the pipe bomb promo.
And then 6 minutes later, Punk's thinking, "My God, how do I get out of here?" Guys, in the old days, there are contracts and attorneys and reasons now why one might think twice. There's not a motherfucker in the wrestling business before 1985 that wouldn't have stood up about 2 minutes in and started trying to make a comeback. I'm just telling you.
So like I said, it was, again, it's the pipe bomb. It's a play off the famous promo Punk did, 10 plus years ago. But the fact that it happened, the fact that the fans turned with Cena, and the fact that he pointed out every single thing you could about Punk being an asshole, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
It was effective maybe in all the wrong ways. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, again, it was a choice of things to say. It was, again, very heavily inside, but those are the people them's the ones that remain now. But at the same time, he said it in an obnoxious and heelish manner, but there was an element of credibility to the things he was saying, and the people started getting more with it. And by the time that it was over with, he even acknowledged it when he said, "As you see, some of these attitudes are beginning to change." It was almost like that was, I'm gonna be a baby face again. I'll just trash this fucking beloved guy that you like. So it was odd that, again, that anybody would have approved of that all the way through without raising the flag. Well, number one, even if we don't care, they're going to cheer John or boo John or whatever they want to do. They're all paying. The element of just having the challenger lay there and have to be browbeaten like that while allegedly unconscious, when there's literally people been hit by cars and on fucking video on Ring and gotten up and scurried away in quicker time than this happened. It was very odd.
And then Punk's not going to win at the pay-per-view or at the Night of Champions?
Well, no, not unless he's the one that doesn't show up. Then he'll be the winner. But if he goes, he ain't winning. That would just throw a wrench into everything that would logically proceed from there.
So you didn't like it, but it wasn't because, or it was only partly because of what Cena was saying. It was more because of the presentation and the way
it wasn't even. Again, I thought it was a brilliant piece of cunning linguistism, the verbal masterpiece. Even if it did get to people to cheer him, he's a fucking superstar, blah, blah, blah. And Punk can handle himself verbally, so I wasn't upset about that. The promo was fantastic, and he had more oomph than he has since he's become a heel. It was just the ridiculous visual of Punk. It made Punk look bad. It made the angle look bad. It distracted from Cena's promo, because the more you're thinking he's got to get up sooner or later, because it was so preposterously long. So I thought it devalued one of the guys in the match. It devalued the match, and it looked stupid on television. If they'd had Punk out of there, go to it. Eat him up.
But they're probably really happy with the reaction off television. Everyone on social media, the clip going around, how many people viewed it. That's really what you want if you're WWE right now. But there it is.
I wonder how happy Punk was when he watched it back. He's like, "Oh, there, I twitched my left eye."
When I brought up that someone should hold up The Office this week, I meant him. I meant him.
Yeah, exactly.
But that was Smackdown. And Jim, any Did you watch any Raw? Did you see any Raw? I know I referenced it a few times.
You know what? It's Stacy's mother's birthday today, and we've had a few plans to make. So I've not. If anybody was incapacitated somehow, I'll report it on the next program.
Well, the one thing I want you to check out, because it goes along with this whole idea of the heels all of a sudden getting babyface reactions, Gunther's promo about Goldberg. That may be something.
You mentioned that to me, and that's the last time that I've thought about it, is when you mentioned it to me first, but I'll check that out.